Yeah, good morning, everyone. So, yesterday we learned about models and spinners, progress bars. Right. Everything working fine in Bootstrap. Right. Now, one and others you have to try by yourself. How to get help, I will show. You have to practice them. Right. You need to design. So, another important here is how to design navbar. We have another option, navbar. Another is a navbar. In Bootstrap, one more popular is navbar. Actually, it is used to create a responsive navigation bar. Responsive navigation bar. Responsive navigation bar means it changes according to device. That means it changes according to screen and device width. Navbar is according to the device width, it will change. So if you remembered, we created one media query. We learned media query, na? Horizontal landscape portrait. What we done is when we were using landscape, played side by side, and portrait menu is displayed one below another. We can do in another way also. By using navbar, you can create in a better way. Actually, navbar have a lot of classes. We have a lot of classes. What are the classes? We have navbar. We have navbar expand, LG, SM. We have navbar light. We have navbar dark. We have navbar brand. We have navbar toggler. Navbar toggler icon. We have navbar collapse. So we have navbar nav item. So we have nav menu, nav link. All these comes under navbar. These are all the navbar related options. Classes. We have so many classes. Navbar and navbar expand, light, dark, brand, toggler, icon, collapse, navbar menu items, nav links. These are actually, to understand these classes, first we need to understand the design of navbar action. How navbar looks like, for example, say, yeah. Usually, suppose we have a navbar will be in this way. Now, in this navbar, actually, we will have some company name, like some shopper, like this. And we have some items, like some home, like categories. So, like some blog, like some contact, all such information is present. And usually what happens is there will be nav bar in another way also. That means here the nav bar, if I am adjusting the width like this, then automatically what happens, it will get a simple navigation item. Yeah, it will get a simple option like this. It will get a simple button like this, and we will have an option here, shopper. We will have an option here, shopper. Like this we will have. Actually this is called, we call it as nav bar brand. That means the company name or logo or something, we call it as nav bar brand. And this is called nav bar toggler. Toggler is a button. This nav bar toggler button, actually that is a button. That means this is a button. Toggler is a button actually. That is a toggler button. The button have a symbol. That button symbol is called as nav bar toggler icon. We will have a nav bar toggler icon. That is the icon. So in navbar we have to design everything in this way. This is called navbar brand, and these are actually home categories. These are defined as navbar navigation. In that navbar navigation you will have nav menu. Menu is optional. In that you will have nav item. That means home is one item, categories is one item. If it is clickable, then we will give as nav link. If it is clickable, then we give as nav link. So this entire box is actually, that entire box is nav bar, and it will be nav bar expand LG. It can have colors like nav bar light. It can have like nav bar dark. It can have BG primary, or you can have like BG danger. All these effects we can apply. Colors your wish. So these are all nav bar related options. If you understand the basic architecture of navbar, you can design a navbar easily. So we'll save this here. I will keep it as navbar. So I will upload it later to you. Yeah. So we will see how to design this now, how we can create this. Let's see. And very important, one more in the design itself. When you click this button, what will happen? This button will show up a menu. It will display a menu. In that menu, what we will have? The options like home, right? We will have those options like home, like blog, like contact. All these will be here. This is actually working on the button. That means actually this is what navbar collapse. It is navbar collapse, so that it will show and hide the contents. So these are all things we need to design. Let's say, let's copy and go to the design. In Bootstrap, here we will have navbar HTML. Let's paste. Yeah, Bootstrap basic is same. Okay. Now here we will create a nav bar. Just we are using nav div. This div will have a class called nav bar. And in this nav bar, we will put here, this nav bar will have nav bar dark. Suppose I am giving dark. And currently, one more option we have to give, nav bar expand LG, large, we are defining. Usually, you see, this is the page. And in the page, you can see there is nothing empty because there is no content there inside the div. In this, now we will create a container. It must adjust according to device. Then you know what to do. We can apply container fluid. Understood? Container fluid. Now in this, we are keeping a simple heading. This heading will have an so heading or ordinary text you can give. This is like shopper. Like shopper. That is the shopper. We are having that shopper. And that shopper is actually considered as nav bar brand. We consider it as nav bar brand. Right. Now we have one more option here. You see, this is dark color is BG what? Dark. BG dark. That means background dark. Now it will look like this. This is the navigation bar. In the navigation bar, we are keeping this nav bar little bit margin top as 2. It will be like this. Now this is brand. Shopper, that is the brand. Okay. Next important here, after the brand, in the nav bar, you will have a div. We will have a button. Button. This button is called as class as nav bar toggler. This nav bar toggler will have a span icon. So it will have a class nav bar toggler icon. We will put a toggler icon. Now you can see here, you see an icon comes when I increase the zoom level here. Right side, you will see an icon is present. But that icon is not displayed every time. When you decrease, you see it is not there. When I adjust the window width, now you can see the icon is coming. That icon will not display. When I am increasing here, after certain stage, icon will not display. I am decreasing the width, now icon will display. That is actually toggler icon. Your wish, you can keep that anywhere. Right side, left side. So that depends on where you kept your this button. You can keep after this heading or before that heading. You can define anywhere. Based on that, it will get left or right. So I want this to be left side. Then I can keep here. That is the nav bar toggler button is there and it will display that. Increase, you can see automatically it comes left side. And this will go right side depending on how you define. Now inside this nav bar, after the toggler is finished, we usually have another container. This container should work for this button. I will keep below that. And this is using as a class. This is nav bar navigation. This is nav bar navigation. In the nav bar navigation, we will create an unordered list. So this will have So a class called now menu. In this, you will have an list item. This will have a class called now item. In this, we will have an anchor home. So, and we will put a class called now link. We will put a now link, right? And this is the now items. So we will add the other options here. That means we are defining other. Okay, home, we have like some catalog. So we have like blog. So we have like some news, something like this we define. And this is the nav bar menu item. You see, this is the nav bar menu item. That means it is having the nav bar navigation. Suppose I am not using the nav bar class. So that means nav bar menu. This is ordinary nav. We have a class called nav what menu. Actually, this nav bar is displayed with all these items and shown like this. But generally, it should display, when it should display one below another, and it should show and hide actually. If it have to show and hide, what we have to do? We have to keep this nav bar navigation, entire nav bar navigation in a collapse. We have to keep in a collapse. That means we need to keep a container div. What it should be? Class. What is it? Nav bar. Nav bar what? Collapse. In that you have to keep, in the nav bar collapse you have to keep them, and still this will use a class called collapse. You know, collapse is required, and you know that collapse means it will not show that there, it will not display that. So for that we have to add toggler also now. That means we need to keep toggler. That means on the button click it should show and hide. So depends on how you want to design, how you want to create the design, because depending on, you see it is hidden now. It is hidden. That means it is not showing. Collapse means it is hidden. Increasing, you see now it will come. And when the button comes, automatically the menu is hidden. When button is not there, then these items will come. But these items you can display one beside another, one below another. You know how to display that. Actually, for this menu, if I use deflex, then it will keep side by side. And you see, I am expanding. Now it is not there. I am removing and it will be displayed like this, right? Your wish, you can keep right side or left side. Those items you can keep anywhere. But when this menu comes, then on click, it should open up. Then what we have to do, you know, this collapse have an ID, am I right? ID is menu items, okay? And on the button click, it should work. You know what to do. Data, BS, target. Target is what? Hash, menu, items. Data, BS, toggle. Toggle is what? Collapse. That is the option we need to define. Now on that button click, it will open. But when you click on toggle, it is opening and showing them. I want one below another, right? That means here, if I don't use deflex, so if I don't use here deflex, you can see it will display in this way. That means it is showing those options and displaying that. But actually, order is important. How you create the order is important. That means where you keep it. But actually, when I remove, again it is showing menu. So we know now already, landscape means side by side. Portrait means one below another. That is the correct way of displaying the content, right? We are using landscape portrait, based on that it should change. It should change the appearance. Currently open, this should work when it is portrait. When it is landscape, all the menu items must be there. We don't need to write media queries. That is the advantage of Bootstrap, because they have already written media queries. We have to just implement those media queries. That is the reason where you keep what attributes we use, they are important actually. So this is now. That means we have another option called navbar now. That is the navbar navigation. Usually navbar navigation, what happens is, I will show you the official website here. Get Bootstrap. Which one we are implementing? We are implementing this navbar. Okay. You see here in the navbar, actually, let's scroll down here. You see the navbar, what it is using is, you can see it is using navbar navigation, navbar items, and navbar links. Everything is kept in a collapse. And what about media queries? You don't need to write the media queries. Media queries are already written. They are already written. Just you have to implement them. How it is implemented? Based on this element, which one we used? Navbar expand LG. Understood? This is going to implement media query. By using the media query, we are going to handle it. So where is that media query written? We don't need to write it. Observe carefully. Where is the Bootstrap CSS file? Node modules, Bootstrap, dist, CSS, bootstrap.css. Okay, you see here in this thousands of lines of code is present. We will search Control F. We will put @media. You can see media query is already written. We already discussed media. It is already written. You can see minimum width, maximum width. You can see for headings, for paragraphs, for display containers, lot of media queries are written here. If I use container SM, container LG, automatically the width is changing. That means lot of media queries are written for every concept. Due to that, what happens? You simply apply them. Automatically, it will adapt the features. You have to just apply. You don't need to write any media query in your page. You don't need to write any media query in your page. Just you have to use that. You see, 133 media queries are written. That means for every purpose. If I am using tab or I am using mobile, automatically it identifies and automatically it changes. So you have to just understand how to apply them. How do we apply? So that means, what is the combination here? Suppose this is unordered list and we are giving nav items. Observe here, we have a container fluid. And what is it? Navbar expand. For that, already media queries are written. Navbar brand is there. Navbar toggler icons are there. Navbar collapse. And see, to correct alignments, they are using margin auto. Margin auto. What is this? Margin bottom 2. This is margin bottom LG. This is media query actually. Based on that, it will give a correct alignment. We have to use these queries. Otherwise, we will not get the same appearance. So what I should do now, I will use here these options. For the navbar, what else we have given? Navbar navigation. What is it? Margin end. Margin end is how much? Auto. Margin end is auto. What else options they have given there? So another option is margin bottom, margin LG. These are media related. Margin bottom and margin LG. LG is how much? 0. Actually, these will give the correct appearance for the contents here, right? Now, still you can see when I click on that, it will open that and it will display. Margin bottom, correct spaces, margin alignments will be correct, right? Now, important is one more option is when I'm expanding, suppose I want one below another. Navbar one below another, it is vertical. Horizontally, we want to keep. You see, horizontally to keep, what is the logic we written here? We used a container fluid, na? Container fluid in that toggler, in that navbar brand, we are using a div. We will use this for which one? Div means it will keep in a new line. Na? We will use for unordered list directly. It will be better. So we will use these classes for which one? Unordered list. Yeah. Then you don't need a div because div will keep in a new line. This will be fine. And this is the toggler option. Now you can see they are side by side. When I am expanding, automatically button comes. And I click on the button, it will open up and display. Now, this is horizontal. So this is landscape. In landscape, they will keep side by side. When it is portrait, it will keep a button. On the button click, it will open the menu. Right? You can choose these items and again click, then it will display that. This brand, your wish. So I will keep this brand from here and I am keeping above the button here. I will use that above. Now you can see it will be left side. So same, I'm increasing. Now you can see the items comes like this. When I'm increasing, automatically this brand comes here and I click, those items will display here. We can keep anywhere we want. Anywhere we want. Suppose the brand name should be always top left side, then you can keep directions your wish. And you can change the directions with your own media queries also. You can write your own media query. You can say when it is portrait, it should be right side. When it is landscape, it should be left side. Your wish, you can change, but not required. Ready-made options are available here. You can put anything inside the navbar. You can keep anything inside the navbar. For example, I want a search bar. So what you can do, you can put here a list item, and in this list item, we will put an input type is equal to text. So class is equal to form. What is it? Control. Okay. What else we can define? Beside it, we will put a button. Button is class BTN and BTN warning. Okay. We will put a span here. Class, what is it? BI, what? Search. And we can keep this in a class. What is it? Nav item, and we can give input group, right? We can define input group and we can specify the input group, right? Now you can see that is there and it will display those options. You can keep anything inside it. You can keep anything inside. Now when I'm adjusting, and automatically that comes here. So when increasing, and it will come and display here, right? So this is a dynamic navigation bar. And of course, you know how to handle the functionality. That means when user clicks home, catalog, that content should display below. For that, generally, we used iframes now. We can put an iframe and we can create. Later designs we will see. Design we will see later. How to create such complete website template I will show you. This is only a basic navigation bar. But this navigation bar is having a dynamic appearance so that it can change according to the device. But in many websites, you will see different. For example, you see Amazon, what you see in Amazon also, similar type of navigation will be there. In Amazon, you see this is the button, but when you click on this, a pop-up will come and display those categories there. Actually, what is the menu here? Let's open. Now, this is another toolbar actually. Now, important, this is not Bootstrap. This is not Bootstrap. This is designed by using jQuery and custom CSS. We can create such toolbars by using jQuery and custom. Bootstrap has only standard. Bootstrap will not provide a toolbar that you like, you want. That these are all designed by using JavaScript, jQuery combinations. Because so Bootstrap is giving a responsive. If you like it, you can use it. Otherwise, you have to create your own. You can see in the Bootstrap official website, I showed you some themes now. In those themes, lot of ready-made toolbars will be there, but those are not free. You have to purchase and use them. Such toolbars we have to design by ourselves. So for that, you will learn later when I tell you about JavaScript, jQuery, we can design like this. We can create navigations like that. Bootstrap navigation is not this. Actually, Amazon is designed in a library called MUI. Amazon is using MUI. It is not using Bootstrap actually. Amazon is using MUI and here and there Bootstrap, because carousels and all Bootstrap. MUI is a separate library because Amazon is designed in a technology called React.js. Amazon, Netflix, Instagram, Facebook, all these belong to React.js. They are designed in React.js technology. And here also you see in this library also you can see buttons, pop-ups, everything there. But here button looks little different. Right? This button looks little different. Not like Bootstrap. Here also they have nav bars. You see so much is there. So you can see they have a lot of components actually. You see the components list, I will show you. These are all components here. You see so many components are available, same like us. But here they are different. Here they are different. But these, you see here also accordion is there. Navigation is there. You see navigation is there. In that navigation, so many types of navigation styles will be there. You can see different navigation styles will be there. So these are all different navigation styles. So don't think that everybody uses only Bootstrap, right? Because depending on what technology they are using, majority of front-end development is using Bootstrap. But in front end development, if they are using React, Angular like technologies, along with Bootstrap, they have their own libraries. Those libraries will give more effectiveness. We have to implement them. So those nobody will teach you. That means on Google also, if you search, nobody will give you a complete idea on that content, because that is paid service. That means it's not free. Companies will purchase them, and in order to show you a tutorial also, they have to purchase and show you. Nobody do that. Then how to use them in companies? If you know Bootstrap like library, you can handle other libraries also by yourself. But you have to just know where to make the changes, where CSS will be available, where JavaScript will be available. That you are going to learn in next levels. You will learn how to create your own styles also. So, but you should know that everything is not Bootstrap. So many websites use other than Bootstrap, so many third parties, and they are not free. Why people learn Bootstrap? Because it is free. It is open source, free, and it provides 70-80% of every requirement we need for real time. But 30% we have to purchase and use from others. That is the reason we can't completely depend on Bootstrap, right? But if you are good in Bootstrap, you can handle others also. I will show how to learn by yourself. We will see that. Initially, this is a simple navigation bar. So how to create a responsive navigation bar? I will copy this. This is the example for that. This is an example for simple navigation. This is a nav bar, how we can create the nav bar and use it. Now Bootstrap have ready-made options for tables. You have like pagination. Bootstrap is having pagination. Pagination is having simple options. We have pagination, we have page item, and we have page link. We can use active, we can use disabled. These are very commonly used options. Pagination is also very simple and very regularly used. So generally, I hope we already designed such pagination manually. Manually we designed such pagination, but I will show you simple here. Let's add a new file, pagination .html. So let's copy this. Yeah, you see we are creating a simple heading like pagination, and we have an unordered list item. In this list item, ampersand LAQUO, and the list item 1, list item as 2, like this, list item as 3, 4, and we have list item as ampersand RAQUO. You know, this looks like this. This is general. Now usually we have to create pagination, then just we have to apply a class called pagination. We have to apply pagination. In the pagination, these are called page items. You have to put a class called page item. And if it is clickable, then we have to put it in a span anchor. We'll put it in an anchor. This will have a class called page link. Same we have to define for others. That means all these list items are called page items. All these list items are page items. And this anchor, so we will keep this anchor. Anchor is page link. So here we will put an anchor. This will be like 1. And the same we will keep here. This will be 2, this will be 3, this will be 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? and you can see they will look like this. And here also we will put an option. So we will put an anchor and the class as page link. And here ampersand RAQUO. Then you can see the page items. This is called pagination. But it will not work just we designed it, right? We need to make it work with JavaScript. And generally for pagination, one item we can keep as active. Active means it will be highlighted. One we can make as disabled if we want. For example, number 4, the item is disabled. Then you can see disabled, you cannot select. That means not clickable. These are the buttons here. This is a simple option. Mostly we use this for working with tables. When we design tables, we set pagination. Per page 10 records, next page, previous page. We need a lot of work with JavaScript, right? This is just only design. For that, we have 3 basic things. What are those? Pagination, page item, and page link. Page link. You have active and disabled wherever you want. You can invoke it by using active, disable by using disable. Right? That is a simple example, nothing special. And I will copy this. Another important, in Bootstrap, we have styles for tables. We have styles for tables. Actually, if you are designing tables, ready-made effects are present. Simple, you can use table hover. We can use table contextual. Contextual means primary, secondary, danger, warning, and all this. So we have table responsive. We have table bordered, and we have table stripped. These are all table related ready-made. This will make table more effective, very easy, simple. That means you don't need to work hard. Just apply these. You can keep a good appearance for tables. See, for that we need tables first. Let's create a table here. And how to design a table already we know. I hope already we created some tables in public folder. Table is already designed. Okay, we have a lot of things like this. This is a table. Okay. Any another is there? This is ordinary. Okay, let's take this one. This is an ordinary table with some data is available here. Generally, for tables, we are using this. Now, this is our own design, cell spacing, cell padding, and all. We will do one thing. We will copy this table. Copy this table and put in our Bootstrap. Let's go to the Bootstrap examples and let's keep it here. In Bootstrap examples, yeah, let's remove this and put the table. Okay, now let's run this and see. Already we know table ready-made designs. This is the table we are having. And let's go and change the // public // only directly. You have images, yeah, fine. So I'm using dot dot slash. Okay. That's enough. Fine. Now you can see this is a table. Now nothing is there. Just what you have to do is simple. For this table, you have to apply a class. Remove all this table width, the padding, border, everything remove. Now this is ordinary table. Just simply apply a class called table. That's it. You apply a class table, its appearance changes like this. You can see this is the table appearance, and you can add more effects now for this table. Just what we have to do, table hover. Table hover means on mouse over it will highlight like this. We can apply some effects like table primary. You can say table primary. You can apply simply like table dark. Automatically table have an appearance here. We can say table as bordered. So you see lines will come. So very thin lines will be there, border lines. And we have like table as stripped. Stripped will be like this. Stripped means it will display like this. So usually these are ready-made. I am giving table dark. I given table danger, and you can see it is displaying like this. Ready-made effects, you don't need to apply much. Automatically it will get those and display. And very important, you can observe here, these are tables. That means table related simple classes. Table hover, table danger, table bordered, right? And observe carefully, in this caption is bottom. Caption is at the bottom. That is actually table caption. Usually for that we also have an option, caption top. Caption top, if you keep, it will keep the caption top. Caption top. Usually by default table have caption bottom. What you can do, you can set caption as top. Caption as top. That is very simple designing table. Just apply these classes, ready-made effects will come. But one new thing you need to know here is responsive tables. I will show you how to create responsive table. That's important. This is one example. Another example, responsive table. How to create a responsive table. To create a responsive table, see, I will take a reasonable content. I will remove this now, because to create responsive table, what we have to do, yeah, I am designing a simple table. Table will have just T head. In that TH. Suppose we have name, we have price. So we have stock, and we have preview. If there are so many details, TH, suppose rating. So write TH manufactured like this. Let me keep repeated here. So, okay. Now so many headings are present. Different headings may be there here. Now what we will do for those headings, I will keep a table body. So table row, in that table cell, ampersand NB SP semi. Means an empty space I am giving. Copy, I have some cells here. That means we have so many cells here. Okay. Now I will copy this row. Like that, we will put some rows. So 2, 3, 4 rows we have there. Okay. Now you see it looks like this. Now in this table, lot of contents are there. Now observe carefully. For that, we will apply some classes here. Table will have a class called table. automatically it will display like this. We will put some table bordered, then bordered table will come. I will keep here as a table hover. That means it will display like this. Mouse over, it will display like this. Right? I will keep here some table, some dark, and it will display like this. Now here so many columns are there. Due to that, I have to scroll entire page left and right. That is not good. Scrolling entire page left and right is not good. Only the table should scroll left and right, columns. Then what we do is, so actually this is heading. So responsive table. You observe that the page is scrolling. Page should not scroll. Then you have to keep this entire table. This entire table I will cut here. Yeah. You have to keep that entire table in a container. In this container, you have to just add. In this container, you have to add class as table responsive. You have to just use responsive. If I put table responsive, then you can see only the table is scrollable. Entire page is not scrollable. If there are many columns in a table, then we have to keep in a table responsive. Then automatically the table contents can be scrollable. The order is very important. If you wrongly apply the class somewhere else, because if you see old versions of Bootstrap, this table responsive is applied to direct table. But from new versions, it will not work. From new versions, you have to keep table in a container. That container should be responsive. In older version, even today, several websites with older version will show you same syntax. Directly for table, you can apply table responsive. But now in the latest versions, you have to apply table responsive to the container where you kept the table. Then it will get a responsive table. This is example of responsive. That means how we can make the tables responsive, right? Interactive and responsive. Now, these are all Bootstrap related some important components. Now, what is your responsibility now is go to this website, getbootstrap.com website. Now, in this website, what you have to do is go to docs folder, docs. In this docs, not docs, I will give you this one. Yeah. Go to docs here. Left side, you will see there is components category. In the components category, majority of components I already explained. So see the components, what we already learned. Already we learned the components. What are it? We learned accordion, am I right? Accordion, alerts, badge, buttons, button group, card, carousel, close button, collapse, drop down. So model, right? We done the model, and what else? Navbar, pagination, and progress spinners. So few others, scrolls by, popovers, tooltips, we can't try now. Why? Because for that we need jQuery logic. They will not directly work. That is the reason we can't learn everything of Bootstrap directly with CSS knowledge. Once we start learning JavaScript and jQuery, then we can use others also. Here, few others you can try. For example, you see breadcrumb. Remember? You remembered this? Breadcrumb. I told you site map. Remember? Site map. Site map means they will create a navigation. where you will see all the contents. There we will see breadcrumb like appearance. I told you before and after na selectors are there na, CSS selectors. In CSS selectors we have another important, we learned, so placeholder selector na, there is a selector called before. There is another selector called after. These are double colon, I told you, before and after. Before and after means before the element what you want, after the element what you want, that you can manage by using before and after. Before and after. So technically how we have to handle them, let's see here. Let's go to the option here. Means generally that is actually used for designing breadcrumb. Breadcrumb means what actually? Suppose I am designing, if you are designing some navigations and all, suppose you see we have an unordered list, list item. In that we have shopper, okay. In that we have home, okay. In that we have categories. In the categories we have electronics. In electronics we have mobiles. In mobiles we have some Samsung, like this. Now this is a hierarchy actually. This is a hierarchy. Hierarchy means what? In shopper, home, in home categories, in that electronics, like that. What you can do is actually simply you can apply a style. In the style, wherever unordered list is there, we will put display as flex. Flex means they will keep side by side. And wherever list style, we will keep as none. Now see, what we will do is list item after, means after every list item we will put content. Content is, I will put like this, content is like this. Then you can see after every list item like this it will come. That means after every list item it will show like this. Usually we can put a slash. Some websites will put a slash, right? You can put a simple symbol, any icon you can keep, right? That means generally we keep like this. That means I am defining like this, and you see that that will come. I am just adding this symbol. I am just adding this symbol. That symbol will come. This is nothing but hierarchy in shopper, home, in home categories, like that. What is the point here is this is called breadcrumb. We call this type of appearance as breadcrumb. Breadcrumb is used for this kind of appearance. Actually, why we haven't learned this? Because in order to customize the symbol, we need jQuery. Without jQuery, we cannot customize symbol. Like this, what we can do, I am not writing style. Then it will be normal again. Just what we do for this unordered list, we will put a class. What is the class? Breadcrumb. In breadcrumb, these are considered as what? These are considered as breadcrumb item. That means I will copy this breadcrumb item. Every one is a breadcrumb item. So then automatically the breadcrumb will display like this. What we will do, we will keep this item as what? Active. Active. Then it will display in a different color. Right? Now the question is how you change that symbol. To change that symbol, you need to learn a little bit customization. Customization attributes you have to use. Means you can put your own symbols, your own icons. This is called breadcrumb. Mostly we see this when anybody is trying to show you multiple hierarchy of categories. That means, for example, not only like this, in many websites, breadcrumb appearance is little different. Suppose you see when you are installing any software, it will show At the top, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, you have to finish after stage 1. Next stage, what is coming, it will show at the top. That means I hope in many websites, so you have seen like this. You have seen in many websites, you have seen stage 1, am I right? And what they do, they will put a simple bar, and they will put a simple round, am I right? And they will say that, so after that, the next will be what? Stage 2. After stage 2, again, this kind of icon will come. That means after stage 2, this will come like this, am I right? I hope you have seen this. These are called breadcrumbs. These are called breadcrumbs. Actually, if you see websites, so many breadcrumb designs will be there. I will go to the Google images. Let's go to the images. We have a breadcrumb design CSS, breadcrumb design CSS. So many breadcrumb designs you will see. Some effects. In real-time projects, those kind of designs are very common. I hope you have seen like this. Huh? These are all breadcrumbs. These are breadcrumbs. These are breadcrumb designs. These are stages that generally people show you. This is how we create the breadcrumbs. These are called breadcrumbs. You see, a lot of designs will be there. Designs will be there. Now, such breadcrumbs we can create. We can create like this, right? If you remembered, I showed you we can create such things. Suppose you see here, I am just giving like this. If I put a style, what is it? Wherever list item is present, wherever list item is present. So I given some background color as red. So color as a white, and you can see it will display like this. And what we are giving, margin right as 20 pixel, some gap will come. So as 10 pixel, some gap will display. And see, actually every list item, so we have border left radius, right radius, top right radius 20 pixel, then it will come like this. So it will be 10 pixel, then it will be in this way. Similarly, what is it? Border bottom right radius 10 pixel, then it will display like this, right? So we given some padding as 5 pixel, then it will give some gap. This kind of appearance. And the last item, how to get the last item? So li as what? Last child. We have last child. Background color as a black light, that is the last child is black. What is that? Text is color is what? White. That means we can give such appearance. And for that we will remove this active, because that is having a ready-made class. It will display like this. These kind of appearances are called as what? Breadcrumbs. We can manually design, but what is advantage is Bootstrap ready-made have like this, but we have to customize them. In order to customize with our own symbols and icons, we have to learn jQuery, JavaScript, then only we can manage. That is the reason some components in Bootstrap we are not touching now. That means only 5-6 components left. But why we are not learning those components? Because they need a combination of JavaScript and jQuery. Without that, they can't work. That is the reason you need to learn about them later. Temporarily, you can try this one. Breadcrumb is a normal one. You can try. This is example for which one? Breadcrumb. This is breadcrumb example. You have breadcrumb item. For that, we are adding more effects by using background colors and effects, right? These are all Bootstrap related components you have to know. Now, what is Bootstrap knowledge? We have to try to create, so the templates, we need to try to create some templates. So what we will do, we will take a website template and we will try to design that website template using Bootstrap. So those templates you can get it in themes, right? What we will do, we will create one complete website template by using themes, by using these themes. Already we designed with our own styles. But these are perfectly created with Bootstrap. Now what we will do, we will try to create these templates. Any one template we will take and we will try to design that template using Bootstrap. But remember, to create such complete template, you need a combination of JavaScript and jQuery, because functionality also important. We just learned the design. Now we will learn how to give the functionality. And to give the functionality, now you need combination of JavaScript and jQuery. This we have to start. That we will see in our next session, right? So from tomorrow, from Monday, right? From Monday, we will start working with